Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Innal hamdalillah nahmaduhu wa nasta'inuhu wa nastaghfiruh wa na'udzu billahi min shururi anfusina wa sayyiati a'malina man yahdihillahu fala mudilla lahu wa man yudlilhu fala hadiya lahu. Asyhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la syarika lahu wa asyhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluhu wa ba'du. Dear brothers and sisters, alhamdulillah, we are coming into a very important day. The day where Ibn Abbas radhiyallahu anhuma said, our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam remind us by saying there are no days during which good deeds are more beloved by Allah than these 10 days. That means from the 1st of Zulhijjah to Eid al-Adha, to the day, the 10th of Zulhijjah. Now, what is very important for us as fellow Muslim believers, muttaqin, inshallah, is let us look into what this day can benefit us, can change us. Now, we know that life is full of challenges. One important thing, if we want our deeds to be accepted by Allah. The topic that I'd like to share with you about purity through charity. Now, when you talk about purity, you are talking about 3 levels of purification. Number 1 is the physical being. Number 2 is the mentality. And the third one is the spirit. Means your body, mind, and your soul. The purification that is very, very essential, very important. Number 1 is from inside, our heart. Meaning you must have the right belief, the right aqidah in believing in Allah, the way that Allah wants us to believe in Him, not the way we like to believe in Him, the way He wants us to believe in Him, the way that He has conveyed, revealed to His beloved Prophet Muhammad SAW to guide all of us, to show us the best way. Normally, this is known as tasfiyah fil aqidah, purifying your belief, so that whatever you do from today onwards will be purely lillahi ta'ala, for Allah's sake. If not, then whatever good thing that you are doing has no value in the sight of Allah Rabbul Alamin. This is very important. Then the purification of the mind is the way we are looking at things, the way we are thinking about how to be a better Muslim, how to get the maximum reward from these 10 fantastic or 10 amazing days, is that you must have the right understanding. The right understanding is what Allah said in the Quran and what the Prophet has said in his Sunnah. That is the truth. It's not opinion, feeling. It's purely wahyu, revelation. Thirdly, then, of course, your physical being. Meaning, if your aqidah is being purified, your mind has been guided by the wahyu, the Quran and Sunnah, automatically, inshallah, your physical being will be very good. You are humble, you are clean, you are trustworthy, you are truthful, you are kind, you are caring, and you become a loving person. Now, when you become a loving person, then you talk about charity. Remember, Allah did mention, يَوْمٌ لَا يَنْفَعُ مَالٌ وَلَا بَنُونَ إِلَّا مَنْ أَتَى اللَّهَ بِقَلْبٍ سَلِيمٍ. Remember, the day will come, nothing can benefit all of us. Our wealth, our money, our property cannot help us. Our children also can't help us. إِلَّا مَنْ أَتَى اللَّهَ بِقَلْبٍ سَلِيمٍ. Except those who return to Allah with a very submitted heart. You submit to Allah. You reda to Allah. In other ayah, Allah reminds us, يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا لَا تُلْحِكُمْ أَمْوَالُكُمْ وَلَا أَوْلَادُكُمْ عَنْ ذِكْرِ اللَّهِ وَمَنْ يَفْعَلْ ذَلِكَ فَأُولَئِكَ هُمُ الْخَاسِرُونَ وَأَنْفِقُوا مِمَّا رَزَقْنَاكُمْ مِنْ قَبْلِ أَنْ يَأْتِيَ أَحَدَكُمُ الْمَوْتُ إلى الآخر ayah. O you who believe in Allah, don't let your property, your wealth, your business, whatever you do in this world, and don't let your children or your grandchildren make you forget Allah. Make you forget to remember what Allah wants you to do for your future. Whoever do not take this reminder from Allah seriously, or you still let your life to be so busy with dunya, no time for Allah, and let your children, your grandchildren make you so busy you don't have time to do any good deeds, any charity work, especially to help the poor, the needy, and so on, then you will be ending as a loser. وَمَنْ يَفْعَلْ ذَلِكَ فَأُولَئِكَ هُمُ الْخَاسِرُونَ. We do not want to end as a loser, brothers and sisters, because we have been losing all the days. But we do not want to end as a loser. We want to have a good ending. This is what we always ask Allah. اللهم اختم لنا بالحسن الخاتمة ولا تختم علينا بالسوء الخاتمة. Oh Allah, give us a good ending. Don't end up our life with something that is bad. Now, then Allah said, وَأَنْفِقُوا مِمَّا رَزَقْنَاكُمْ مِنْ قَبْلِ أَنْ يَأْتِيَ أَحَدَكُمُ الْمَوْتِ. Sooner or later we have to go home. We have to go back to Allah. And Allah always reminds us, وَإِلَيْهِ تُرْجَعُونَ وَإِلَيْهِ تُرْجَعُونَ. Remember, to Him all of us will return. So Allah is reminding all of us who Allah has given us a lot of provision. Don't forget to give. Don't forget to get involved in charity work, to be kind, to be caring, and keep on giving for the sake of Allah Rabbul Alameen. Because whatever we have with us, brothers and sisters, it doesn't belong to us. We are just trustees from Allah. It's an amana. Anything you have something extra, you must be hastened to do charity work. Why we say this is important? Because opportunity do not come always. When Allah gives us the opportunity to do some charity work, some good deeds, just grab it. Don't say, okay, inshallah, I have the intention, no problem. But the problem is always there. When you say no problem, there's problem. Why? Because you always like to delay in doing all the good deeds. Look at what Allah has reminded us. In the same surah, وَالْفَجْرِ وَلَيَالٍ عَشْرِ وَالسَّبْحِ وَالْوَتْرِ, talking about when dawn came. Yeah, the 10 days from the 1st to the 10th Zulhijjah. And you have 9 Zulhijjah known as Yawmul Arafah, and 10 Zulhijjah known as Eidul Adha. Now, Allah said, فَأَمَّا الْإِنسَانَ إِذَا مَبْتَلَهُ رَبُّهُ فَأَكْرَمَهُ وَنَعَّمَهُ فَيَقُولُ رَبِّي أَكْرَمَنِ. People in general, when something good happens to them, when Allah gives them wealth, prosperity, success in this world, then they say, look, Allah have honored me. No, they value success. They value that they are being blessed by looking at the provision that they have through the wealth that they have attained, they have accumulated. Then again, وَأَمَّا إِذَا مَبْتَلَهُ فَقَدَرَ عَلَيْهِ رِزْقَهُ فَيَقُولُ رَبِّي أَحَانَنِ كَلَّا بَلْ لَا تُكْرِمُونَ الْيَتِيمَ وَلَا تَحَاضُّونَ عَلَى طَعَامِ الْمِسْكِينِ وَتَأْكُلُونَ التُّرَاثَ أَكْلًا لَمًّا وَتُحِبُّونَ مَالَ حُبًّا جَمًّا إلى الآخر ayah. And when something bad happened to us, we always say that Allah hates me now. Allah is not happy with me now. Allah dislikes me now. And that's why Allah make me poor. Yeah. And I'm failing. So when something bad happens, we also say that Allah is the one who made this happen to us. Because we value success through money, through worldly things, dunya. But Allah is telling us, Kalla, no. Brothers and sisters, Allah is Kareem, Ar-Razzaq. He gives to whomever He pleases, whether you are believing man or woman, whether you are disbeliever, whether you are a believing person or you disbelieve, Allah will give to whomever He pleases, because it belongs to Him, all the risk. But whenever He gives, it never means that He honor you. It's a test. It's a reminder. The same goes to when Allah wants to make our life difficult. He wants to make our risk, our provision become very limited. Or He only provides very little risk for us. He can do it to anybody. Whether you are Muslim, you are not yet Muslim, Allah is up to Him. He is the giver, the provider. But what is important, Allah is telling us, Kalla. No, it's not because of that and this. It's because we are not grateful and thankful. When Allah gives, we keep on wanting more and more, and we forget to give back to Allah. And that's why charity is very important. In Islam, you have two types of charity. One is zakat. Why you call zakat? It's purification. How to purify your income. You know, sometimes we work so hard to get some extra money here and there. And we may commit some sins here and there. And Allah knows that. But Allah loves people who, whenever you have something extra, to give your zakat, to purify your income. And Allah did not ask more than 2.5% per annum. That is for the zakat. Zakatul mal, property. Why? Because some of the money that we have accumulated is not ours. It belongs to the poor and the needy. So we have to give it to them. This is where charity comes in. And then you have sadaqah. You know why sadaqah is very important? Giving charity is so important because the Prophet said, إِذَا مَاتَ ابْنُ عَدَمْ إِنْقَطَعُ عَمَلُهُ إِلَّا بِالسَّلَامِ. When any one of us pass away, then the world and earth will be cut off. We have nothing to do with this dunya anymore. إِلَّا بِالسَّلَامِ, except three things that still can benefit you and me, and all of us who believe in Allah Rabbul Alameen. What is that? Sadaqatin jariyah. Now, the Prophet put sadaqatin jariyah number one. Why? Because it's true, it's not easy to get involved in charity work. You need to have this iman, the trust, that whatever you give, وَمَا أَنْفَقْتُمْ بِشَيْءٍ فَهُوَ يُخْلِفُ. Whatever you give, for the sake of Allah, Allah is going to replace it back. He is going to give us back more than what we have given for His sake. Remember, Allah said, لِكُلِّ حَسَنَ أَشْرُ أَمْثَالِهَا. Every good deed, every penny spent for the right cause and for the right intention, lillahi ta'ala, Allah will reward us kindly 10 times more to 700 times. Allahu Akbar. So getting involved in charity work, brothers and sisters, is a noble deed. Very, very important for me, for you, for everyone who is following this program. Remember, brothers and sisters, even when there is a bala, a calamity is coming, but if we want to save ourselves, and if we want Allah to shower His mercy as soon as possible, whatever we have, give. Just keep on giving. Don't worry. Because whatever we have belong to Him and you are giving back to Allah, you are not going to lose anything, brothers and sisters. There are more to come, inshallah. But the most important thing you must remember, even you want to give something, for the sake of Allah, with the right intention, make sure you give the best. Don't just give for the sake of giving. Thing that you dislike, you give it away. A charity. It's not like this. Look at the Qurban which Allah have tested on Prophet Abraham alayhi salam. It's not just to slaughter an animal or give gold and silver, but it's to sacrifice his beloved son. Allahu Akbar. Children, your children, my children, if Allah tests us, I don't think any one of us will pass. But because Allah knew Abraham loved his son so dearly, so He commanded Prophet Abraham to offer his son Ismail as a sacrifice. That's why in other ayah, Allah also reminds us, لَن تَنَالُوا الْبِرَّ حَتَّى تُنْفِقُوا مِمَّا تُحِبُّونَ. Whatever you give for the sake of Allah is not considered as something great, something that Allah will value, until you are prepared to give what you love most. What we like for ourselves, we are prepared to give as a charity for the sake of Allah Rabbul Alamin. By doing that, brothers, is our love. This is how we show our love towards Allah is above everything. It's like what Ali did say. There are people who love the creation of Allah, love the things that Allah has created for us. يُحِبُّونَ الْمَخْلُوقَ وَيَنْسُونَ الْخَالِقَ. But they forget to love the Creator. We love to receive a lot of good things, but we are not ready to give what we love most for the sake of Allah. Whatever you give now, brothers and sisters, for the sake of Allah, it will be yours forever. It remains yours, because any sadaqah, any charity that you involve when you are still alive, while you give it, Allah have recorded it as sadaqatin jariyah for our future. But whatever you and me keep, and we always think this is mine, mali, this is my property, my wealth, my gold, my silver. Nothing is ours until what you have turned it into a food and you consume it. In the form of drink, you drink it. Or in the form of garment, and you wear and tear, that is yours. What you left behind in the account, this account, that account, when you die, now others will come and take it away. What is ours is what we give now. So we call upon all the good brothers and sisters wherever you are. Please, don't delay anymore in giving up charity, helping the poor, the needy, those who need our help to uphold the deen of Allah, إِعْلَاءِ كَلِمَةُ اللَّهِ الْأُولِيَّةِ. Be hasten. Don't always give excuses. Yes, I have intention. No, having intention is not enough. Today, the way we talk about, I have intention, always an excuse not to give. Don't do that. Because there may come a time when you want to give, nobody is ready to accept anymore. Enough. We have. So don't let these good opportunities, good days to come that pass us without doing anything that is positive, that is good, constructive, to save our soul here, to make us a better person who care, who share. وَأَمَّا بِنِعْمَةِ رَبِّكَ فَحَدِّثْ. Whatever ni'mah Allah has given us, share with others. Then you see, those who receive support from us, help from us, they will also pray to Allah and ask Allah to shower His mercy upon you and me. And also they will pray, may Allah reward us, protect us. And that is what we need. We need a lot of dua today. So we will always pray, may Allah Rabbul Alameen open the hearts and the mind of all of us who are following this program. It's time for us to change. Don't be calculative. Don't be selfish. Don't think that everything belongs to us. We are just trustees of Allah. Remember the last ayah I like to share with you. Allah has said to us 1,400 years ago, قُلِ اللَّهُمَّ مَالِكَ الْمُلْكِ تُؤْتِي الْمُلْكَ مَنْ تَشَاءُ وَتَنْزِعُ مُلْكَ مِمَّنْ تَشَاءُ وَتُعِزُّ مَنْ تَشَاءُ وَتُذِلُّ مَنْ تَشَاءُ بِيَدِكَ الْخَيْرُ إِنَّكَ عَلَى كُلِّ شَيْءٍ قَدِيرٌ. Until the end of ayah. Remember, everything belongs to Allah. He is the owner of everything. And He gives the kingdom, the authority to whom He pleases. Now, you have the authority upon your property. And then, if you misuse it, if you do not give, Allah will take it back. لَإِن شَكَرْتُمْ لَأَزِيدَنَّكُمْ وَلَإِن كَفَرْتُمْ إِنَّ عَذَابِي لَشَدِيدٌ. If you are grateful and thankful to what Allah has given us, and you give back to Him for His sake, for His deen, Allah will increase His blessing. وَإِن كَفَرْتُمْ إِنَّ عَذَابِي لَشَدِيدٌ. At the end of the topic of purity through charity is, if you are thankful, do what you have to do now before it's too late. But if you are still holding on, and you still love the dunya more than Allah, we may involve in the act of kufur ni'mah. And may Allah protect us from kufur ni'mah, because the ni'mah is a trial, is sometimes a fitna to all of us. Brothers and sisters, once again, we hope Allah Rabbul Alameen will make our heart to love Allah more than dunya. Al-akhirah khairun min al-ula. And may Allah forgive all of us for what we have been doing today. If it's not correct, we correct it. If we are doing not for the sake of Allah, it's time for us to remember this last ayah that I like to share with you. قُلْ إِنَّ صَلَاتِي وَنُسُكِي وَمَحْيَايَ وَمَمَاتِي لِلَّهِ رَبِّ الْعَالَمِينَ. Say to ourselves, remind ourselves, all my prayer, my sacrifice, what I do in this life, whatever sacrifice, my contribution, my donation, and my life, whatever I do in this world, and my death is only for you, O Allah, Rabbul Alameen, the Creator and the Sustainer of the world. May Allah bless us, forgive us, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make all of us a kind, loving, and caring person. Amin. Ya Rabbal Alameen. Wabillahi tawfiqi wa akhir da'wana. Walhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.